welcome back to News on the Number. It is currently January 9th of 2017, and we have a lot of information for you today. But first, let's start with the 5-day forecast. Kyra? Thank you, Kyra. That was very helpful. Looks like winter is finally ending. Now, we have reports of a flood that is destroying buildings and causing a lot of panic. We have Isaac live on the scene to tell you all about it.
We have arrived over the flood. As you can see, it does not look so good at all. Several buildings have collapsed and there are cars scattered everywhere. The water that is running through the streets is traveling over 10 miles per hour, and there was severe precipitation a few days ago, and combined with the ocean currents that is around the area, and there's also fog, so it's going to be pretty hard to see. I would recommend going to high ground and avoid floodwaters at all costs. Once the water has subsided, do not assume it is safe. Wait for the all clear, and we will keep you posted on any new information when it comes up. But until then, be safe.
We have a survivor from the flood, and we have her here today for an interview. Now tell me, what were you doing before the flood happened?
I was actually at school. I was actually in math, and there were like sirens going off saying, like over the intercom, people were saying that we needed to get to higher grounds and that we needed to be safe.
Interesting. Now, how did you escape from the flood? Because obviously you didn't die, seeing as you're here. So how did you escape?
Well, the search and rescue came and found me. I was trapped in a car with water overflowing into the car. They thought I wasn't going to live another 5 minutes, but I'm here.
Did you have your family with you, or was it just you by yourself?
Just me by myself.
Where was your family, and did they escape?
I haven't heard anything else on them.
Well, I do hope that they are safe and that they do get out of the flood. Well, that was the interview. Thank you for watching. Back to Mason. Very tragic. I hope everyone got out safely, and I hope the flood doesn't cause too much more damage. Now, we need to go back into commercial break, but before that, we have Jerrica with a lovely story about bravery, loyalty, and dogs.
Thanks, Mason. So earlier, a recent earthquake has resulted in buildings collapsing. While most people escaped the collapse, one person wasn't so lucky. A little girl about the age of 6 was stuck under a piece of rubble inside the local supermarket. A stray golden retriever was in the right place at the right time. This dog helped this little girl get unstuck, and they ran out of the building together. Here we have Miss Holloway, the mom of the little girl.
Hi.
Hi.
So I have a few questions for you.
Okay.
What were you doing during this earthquake?
Well, my daughter and I were in the cereal aisle, and when the rumbling started, and I fell over, and I turned around and I couldn't see her. I think she ran off to the second aisle, and I started screaming her name, and so it was really hard because you couldn't even move around very well. Most of the customers were running and screaming, and I thought I saw her running out the front door, so I ran to follow her, but when I got outside, I couldn't find her. It was the worst, every parent's worst nightmare.
That must be hard. So, next question. Little girl, your little girl. How'd you feel when you realized that she was not outside and you knew she was still in the building during the earthquake?
I felt so awful, and I didn't know how. I wanted to run in. People were stopping me. I can't remember. I was just screaming and crying and begging anyone to help me. Just to everyone around me, please help me find my little girl.
Just hoping you were thinking she was outside. Okay.
Yeah.
So how did you feel when you saw the little girl come out with the golden retriever?
Well, somebody said, "There's somebody coming out," and I looked over, and it was a dog. And I'm like, oh, at first I had this great hope that it was my daughter, but it was just a dog that I saw from the dust and everything. But then there was my daughter with her hand on his collar, and they were walking together out, and I was just overwhelmed, and I started crying and screaming her name, and she ran over to me, and it was wonderful.
That's so sweet. That's
Yeah.
amazing. So, Did you adopt the dog, or what happened to the dog afterwards?
Yeah, we decided to call him Murphy, and we took him back to our house, and we love him, and we're gonna keep him forever. He saved my girl.
Just an act of true bravery. Thank you. Okay, that was an amazing story. As we speak, the dog and the little girl are getting medical care in the back of an ambulance truck. So, in fact, so as you heard, Miss Holloway and her little girl and family adopted the dog and had a great time. So, thank you, and back to Mason in the studio.
All right, what a cute story, and I hope the damage of the earthquake is cleaned up as well. Now, I'm sure you would love for us to continue, but that is sadly all the time we have for now. But tune in next time to see how to make a toothbrush from a pencil. That and more when we return to News on the Number.